If you've ever tried to manifest something, whether it's a home, a relationship, financial freedom, you've probably heard all of the usual advice. Just visualize it and it will come. Act as if you already have it. Or stay positive and the universe will deliver. And look, I'm not saying those things don't work. They do, to an extent. But if manifestation was really that simple, wouldn't we all be living our dreams by now? Those things help, but let's be real. Manifestation isn't just wishing for something and expecting it to show up overnight. The truth is, there's so much more to manifesting than just vision boards and positive affirmations. There are things that no one tells you, things that I had to learn through experience, patience, and trust. I want to share something that I've personally learned, something that I've felt deep in my soul after years of trying, failing, questioning, and finally understanding the truth about manifestation. And this isn't the fluffy, feel-good stuff that you hear everywhere else. This is what happens when you've been manifesting something for years, when you've done the work, trusted the process, lost faith, and regained it. So today I want to share what I've learned after 5 years of trying to manifest something deeply personal to me. This is not the sugar-coated version of manifestation. This is the real version, the one that will challenge you, shift your perspective, and maybe even make you rethink the way that you approach your desires. Now, I will preface this with this. I don't think I know everything. I am still learning and evolving every day. What I can promise you is that I am documenting my journey in real time. I am still working towards my manifestation, hence the name, Manifestation in Progress. Fun fact, my username comes from the term practice makes progress, as I used to be a perfectionist and try to control everything. You can read about it more on my Facebook or Instagram. If you'd like to check out the other content that I post over there, the links will be in the description. Anyways, so what you have always heard and will always hear from me are my honest thoughts, experiences, and lessons that I've learned along the way. I will never be the one here trying to sell you a course on things that I've learned. I'm giving it away in my videos. I feel like I think differently than a lot of people, and I simply just want to document it and share it with others who might find it helpful and inspiring. So for the last 5 years, I've been working towards manifesting a house. And not just any house, but a house where I can bring my pet pig home to. So a little backstory, and let me know if you want me to make a more detailed video about this, but I'll keep it relatively short for now. I had to temporarily rehome my pet pig Cash after leaving a toxic relationship with a narcissist and getting sober, going to treatment, living in a sober living house, and just getting back on my feet. I'm forever grateful for where he is. I'm able to visit whenever I'm able. He is loved and taken care of, and that is always going to be my first priority as his mom. For those of you with pets, you can understand how close a bond with an animal can be, and it gives me a lot of emotions, almost like a mother fighting for custody, because I raised Cash since he was 5 months old, and he was there for me in times that I needed, like the absolute most times I needed in my life. Pigs are very emotional, and the bond that we share is unexplainable. At first, I did everything that I thought I was supposed to do to manifest this dream of bringing him home. I visualized, I wrote down affirmations, I believed with all my heart. But what I didn't realize was that I was also gripping onto the outcome so tightly that I was actually pushing it further away. I was worried about when it would happen, how it would happen, if it even would happen. And that energy was desperation. It was lack. And when you're operating from lack, you're not manifesting. You're chasing. And chasing always leads to disappointment. What I didn't realize at the time was that manifestation isn't just about wanting something. It's about becoming the person who is truly ready to receive it. And I wasn't there yet. It wasn't until I truly let go, until I stopped trying to force things into place, that I finally understood what people meant when they said let go and let God. I used to hear the phrase all the time, but this was the first time that I didn't just hear it, I felt it. Because here's the thing, God is moving things in the background that you don't even know about. He's aligning situations, he's pulling strings, he's working through people and circumstances that haven't even crossed your path yet. Even when we think we're ready, we're not fully. And that's why his timing, not ours, is always perfect. I used to wonder, why hasn't my house manifested yet? I've done everything right. What's the holdup? But it hit me. What if the house itself isn't ready yet? What if the family currently living in my future home isn't in a place to move yet? Maybe they're waiting for their child to graduate high school before they sell. Maybe there's a job opportunity coming and it hasn't been revealed yet. And what if all of that needs to happen first before the house can even become available to me? That realization changed everything for me because suddenly it wasn't just about me. It was about divine orchestration, about God working behind the scenes, shifting things into place, aligning people, timing, and circumstances in ways that I couldn't even see. We think we're waiting on our manifestation, but sometimes our manifestation is waiting on other people's manifestations to align first. That's why let go and let God isn't just a phrase, it's the truth, because He sees the whole picture. We only see a tiny piece of it. And then I had another realization. It wasn't just external things that needed to shift. I needed to shift too. I had to evolve. I had to grow closer to God. I had to become the person who could handle the blessing that I was asking for. Because here's the thing, God doesn't just give you what you want, He gives you what you're ready for. And back then I wasn't ready. I needed to learn patience, I needed to learn faith, and I needed to learn that the house itself isn't the blessing. God is the blessing. Because if I was still placing the house above Him, if I was still making the thing more important than the relationship, then I wasn't truly in alignment. And that's the test. God had to make sure that when He gives me this home, I will honor Him first, not the house. And if you're struggling with manifesting something, ask yourself, have I placed my desire above my faith? Because if you're honoring the blessing more than the one who gives it, you might not be ready for it just yet. And that brings me to another lesson. Too much of something will have you thinking you need it. Think about that for a second. Too much of something will have you thinking you need it. If we get everything that we want instantly, do we really learn to appreciate it? If we never lose something, do you ever really understand what it means to have something? It's like reverse psychology. You tell somebody, don't press the big red button, and suddenly all they want to do is press it. Manifestation works the same way. If you're constantly focused on needing something, obsessing over it, questioning if it's coming, you're just reinforcing the lack of it in your life. And that energy, it creates resistance. The moment you release that attachment, the moment you shift into faith instead of fear, that's when things start aligning. Now, I also want to touch on something else that a lot of people don't talk about when it comes to manifesting, the difference between possible and probable. Anything is possible, but not everything is probable, at least not right now. It's not me being negative, that's just the truth. But here's the key. When you open your mind, you stop doubting yourself. You stop doubting God's timing. You stop obsessing over the how, and you just trust. You start to move in alignment with what is meant for you. And that's when the impossible starts to look a whole lot more probable, because faith changes the odds. So if you've been manifesting something and it feels like it's just not happening, maybe this is your sign to stop gripping so tightly. Take a deep breath. Trust what is meant for you is already on its way, because it is. And the funny thing is, when you finally let go of the need for something, it's usually when it shows up. So let me ask you, what is something that you've been manifesting? And more importantly, are you letting it flow? Or are you gripping onto it so tightly that you're maybe pushing it away? Let me know in the comments and let's talk about it. And as always, stay kind to yourself. I love you and I'm so proud of you. I'll see you in the next one.